Radhe Radhe. Thank you, Smitaji, Rishi, for a wonderful session, like always. Very warm welcome to all of you to another exciting session of Daily Wisdom from Bhagavad Gita. Hope you are doing great. Are you able to see my screen? What's going on?
G.
Okay, great. So, very warm welcome to all of you. Good morning, good evening. Today is our recap and quiz day. So, we are going to have quiz time again. Our quiz master is ready, and so are we. So, let's get started by invoking the blessings of God and Guru, like we always do, and then we will get underway. So, we'll do our opening prayers and get started. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Namaha. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Dev Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. All right. So Radhe Radhe, good morning, good evening, all of you once again. Let's get started. So it is Kahoot time. Just to let you know how to play. Quick recap of the rules. You need two devices to play the game. Mobile and laptop would be ideal so that you can see questions in one and answer in the other one. Kahoot.it. Then you enter PIN. You can pick a nickname or let Kahoot pick it for you. Choice is yours. And then you get 30 seconds. And for every question, if it's word cloud, you may get a little more time, maybe a minute or so, because those we are typically non-graded questions. And let's get started. Let me know if you're able to see my screen. Are you able to see it? I want to stop share and share again. Stop, share sound, share it. All right.
G, we can see it here.
Okay, so there you go. You should see
Game.
the game that you need to enter.
Yeah, it's there now.
Make your entries. We give about 5 minutes or so for you to settle in. I would encourage everybody to participate. The more the better, makes it more competitive, exciting as well. So it will be a good opportunity for you to check out how well you have understood concepts.
Can you please explain also if you need versus one is possible or two is possible? If you can play on one device, please explain it once again.
Yeah,
please.
sure. So let me go back to the rules. Typically, you will need two devices, okay, to play, mobile plus laptop, so that you can see questions on one screen and answer it quickly, color code. And then you just type in www.kahoot.it and enter the PIN. The PIN is here on your screen. As you see, the PIN is 6347014. You pick up name and you're all set to play. And I already see 20 participants, which is outstanding. We'd like to break our record of 50 participants we have had maximum in the previous avatar of Kahoot few years back. So on one of the days, we'd love to break that. So strongly encourage everybody so I can see more people coming in. Good. Outstanding. We'll give you time. So take your time on that. And while we are waiting, are you able to hear me okay, Shamrai and everyone?
Perfect, yes. Well, one more thing. Can you also play? We also play. Do you also play?
I don't
you participate?
If I make the questions or if I review the questions, then there will be a conflict of interest. Okay. So what's the point?
But you can participate if you want.
Sure, I can participate if I want.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much. Yeah.
So what I was saying is, you're able to hear me okay, right? So that's good. Even though the music is playing in the background, I can make some announcements in the meantime. Good thing is we don't have a hard stop today, right? That's confirmed, right?
So, it's confirmed. Yeah.
We'll have our devotional segment as well. So what we're going to do is we'll do a recap and then we're going to go through a very interesting topic related to grit. What is grit? Why do we need grit? How is it relevant for us in our day-to-day lives as well as on the path of spirituality? So that's what we're going to discuss, and then we'll get to our devotional segment. Now, while people are still logging in, amazing, we already have 35. So I would really encourage everybody to participate. We need to break the record of 50. Okay, 35 is a pretty good turnout. Okay, but we have close to 70 participants, so still about 50% here. Yes, Sairamji, Sunday, you had some question. Go ahead, please.
Sairamji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. The 2 devices is compulsory, is it? Otherwise, you won't be able to.
If you are too tech savvy, you can play with one device. You'll have a slight disadvantage though, because you'll have to, switch screens and stuff. But go ahead.
Okay.
You will not be disqualified from this test. Okay, that was what your question was.
Okay.
Of course. All
okay.
right.
Radhe Radhe.
Yes, Sanjay, you had a question.
Sandhya, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. I was just asking if we are waiting for some more time, we could consider the Seva scoreboard discussion, either now or later, whenever you see.
Yeah, later, because we'll have to show the dashboard as well, right? And then we'll have to switch screens from the pin. So that way.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so we can do that. No worries. But I'll make some quick announcements. Yesterday, it was announced the head spoke about the LTP program that is going to start. So do plan to come over to Dallas. Your accommodation will be taken care of if you do. And it's going to be a pretty amazing event. Right? Those of you attended family camp or have been part of Swamiji's programs would know how amazing these events are. Right? Invaluable knowledge is given during those days. Even one lecture, if you start thinking about it, making notes, it's like just amazing information. So check it out. I think it's not going to be online because Swamiji does the same all over US. So online will defeat the purpose of encouraging people to come in person. So that's how it is. Do check it out. Do plan it. And then of course we have Dallas retreat coming up as well, and we're going to celebrate Janmashtami along with it. So it is going to be a lot of interesting events lined up as we have it throughout the year. So check it out, and LTP first week. So please come over. I would love to meet you in person here, as well as it's going to be a very, very fulfilling experience for those of you who can make it. So now, having said that, we are 43. I'm going to give 2 more minutes. Let's see if we can make it 50. That will be amazing if we can break the record. 44. We are already have pretty awesome turnout, and we have to raise the question bars and stuff like that. Right now we have about 5 questions, but we may think of increasing it if more enthusiasm is shown and we show 50-60 participants coming in consistently. Then we can make it more interesting. So this is a good turnout. 45 people here. I'll give 2 minutes, 1 more minute, and then we will get started. We have some content to cover as well. 45 is a pretty good number, I would say. We've 46, 47. All right, 3 more. We still have 60 more seconds to go.
नितिन भाई, any incentive अगर हम 50 क्रॉस कर जाएंगे तो हमें कुछ हिंट दोगे आप आंसर करने के लिए?
If you cross 50 तो मैं श्याम जी आपको मान जाऊंगा.
अच्छा, मुझे मान जाओगे? तो वैसे ही मानते हैं.
Convince people to make it 50 today.
Nitin ji, I think Monica ji has a question here. She has raised.
We will increase 1 question, okay, next time around. Yes, Monica ji, you had a question. Please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe. This is about the scoreboard. So Sandhya, can we decide one day where we can discuss scoreboard? Because for many reasons, people are not updating their scores every day. So I can give a heads up to the team that, they're going to talk about it. So not today.
Sure. Well, we'll get to the scoreboard aspect of it later. We have time today, so we'll talk about that as well. All right, we are stuck at 47, and I think we need to get started. I'll probably give you another few seconds to see if we can make it to 50 today. That'll be awesome. Maybe a 3 shot, maybe something to look forward to next time around. So let's give the countdown. Let's see if we can get close to 50. 46 now, 1 has reduced. Okay, so 45 now. Oh man, let's reverse countdown is back. All right, so let's get started then. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's get started. We are pretty close to 50, which is pretty amazing. So let's get started with today's quiz. 47. Oh my God, last minute entries are coming. Let's get started. Okay, so we start with today's quiz. The first question, 3, 2, 1 is, we're going to very simple questions. God's postal addresses. Oh man, how easy. More easy can it be? Kedarnath, Vrindavan, Kashi, or Uddhav. In context of what we had spoken about in our session. Should be a piece of cake for those who are going to attend the maybe a bit of a controversy here. All right, so 20 of you said, 23, the majority said Vrindavan. Of course, God is in Vrindavan, right? Golok Vrindavan, Kedarnath also God is there. Kashi God is there. But it's more in context of what we had spoken about in the session, right? There is no place where God is not, okay, to be honest. So God doesn't reside locally as such. He resides in every atom of this universe. Now, in context of what we had spoken about in our session, that is why we encourage you to attend session in person. Let's talk quickly about this concept. God resides everywhere, right? Of course, Vrindavan has to be the favorite, right? Golok Vrindavan. Now, let's talk about the address. If you attended this session, we know the different places. They are known by Greensville, Stoneville, and in India, Kanpur, Nagpur, and so on. Similarly, for God, Ramayana said that God resides in Urpur. Ur means heart, and that's where God resides, in everybody's heart, right, as Paramatma. But more importantly, in a clean heart, in a devotional heart is where God manifests himself as well. So there's absolutely nowhere where God does not exist. So in that sense, of course, he exists, or he resides in Vrindavan. Of course, he does in Kedarnath, or for that matter, Kanpur as well, Nagpur as well. But Urpur is the right answer, because in a devotional heart is where in Ramayana, he said, God, you reside in a devotional and a clean heart. And that's what we had spoken about in our session. So let's see, yes, Manjuji, have I already created a controversy? Yes, please go ahead. Yes, Manjuji, please go ahead. You had a question?
Radhe Radhe Nitinji. Urpur is which language? Like Ur means which? It comes under which?
Okay, we had spoken about in our session. Ur means heart, actually.
Okay, no, I just wanted to know language, like which language it comes.
Hindi.
Sanskrit? Oh, okay.
Hindi.
Thank you so much, Nitinji.
So we said like Kanpur, Nagpur, God resides in Urpur. If you have a devotional and a clean heart, when we prepare the vessel of our heart, God will start manifesting. He's anyway residing, right, inside. He'll start manifesting and make his presence felt as well. So Urpur is the right answer. Let's see how our scoreboard looks like. Sandhya, you need to give some fight, okay? She's taken the pole position already. Radhe Radhe is second. Ramaji is doing good, and Gandhi Dhari is here as well, okay? Somebody, that's nice. And Annapurna ji, you are in the leaderboard, so awesome. Great start, all of you. Let's move on to our next question then. Okay, multi-select. It's a double point question. The S of spirituality include socialization, seva, satsang, sadhana. The questions are very easy. It's the test of speed, I guess, more than. I see Arjun, Pandit Hari Arjun playing as well. That's good. So, two people said socialization also. I don't know, it was a time pressure or something else. The bad news is, other than socialization, all three are in spirituality. Socialization is not okay. The potluck's definitely not okay. If you're doing a potluck after Bhagavad Gita session, that is a different thing. But socialization is the only thing which is a red herring in the list of things that are shown on your screen. Seva, Satsang, Sadhana, we've spoken about. So let's quickly recap this concept. We spoke about when we are on the path of spirituality, these 3 S we need to really include in our life. Okay, this is sadhana, or ekant sadhana that you do. That is your one-on-one with God, right? Second is seva. If you have not started seva, you need to get started on seva. Okay, it's a very important thing. And in some form or manner, you have to do that, because seva will start building nishkam bhav, nishkam sanskars. And then satsang, of course. Okay, so some people are wearing masks here, the photo that I have put in, but you got it right. You can do satsang without masks now, because COVID is over, pretty much over. The world has moved past it. So these 3 S's are very, very important. And socialization is not. Okay, sorry to disappoint you, but socialization is not one of these things. Okay. And in fact, Maharaj used to say that socialization should be limited to bare minimum, what is needed for our survival. If you do over socialization, you're wasting your time, and there's a good reason. There's a good, what do you call that? Basically, possibility or probability that you'll end up doing kusang, worldly association, worldly gossip, worldly talk, and stuff like that. So let's see. I won't be surprised if there's any change, but let's see. Annapurna ji, oh my God, something has changed. Huh? Ramaji has come on top. ASG has moved second. I don't know. I didn't imagine this question is going to be tricky. Huh? Gandiv Dhari is pretty consistent, which is amazing. Seema, I hope it is Akka Laddu. And Nandi. And Raja Ram 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 is the highest climber. Amazing, Raja Ram Ram Ram. You are about to make it to the leaderboard, looks like. But good going, Ramaji, and rest of you. I mean, the race is heating up right now. I thought it was an easy question here, but nevertheless, let's see. The next question now. Don't answer before you see the question, okay? I know there's time pressure and there's performance pressure, but Laddu, no nervousness, okay, for all of you. Let's move on to our third question. Greed and anger are not the symptoms of attachment. Is it true or is it false? Okay, read carefully. All right. So yes, overwhelming majority of you said false. Yes, negative becomes positive. They are actually, let's look at the concept now, just to be, revise the concept. So greed and anger, there's greed and anger. All right. So this is how this whole process works. Okay. Greed and anger are both the symptoms. The root cause of both of them, see, this is when we repeatedly think about something, it causes attachment. When it is attachment, now, when you get attached to something, there are 2 outcomes for that. Either you get the object of your attachment. If you get it, you'll get greed. If you don't get it, you'll get anger. So greed and anger are symptoms. The cause for that is much deeper, which is attachment. So if you're getting angry, and if you're getting greedy, we need to go back to the source. Okay, what is my attachment which is making me angry or greedy in this situation? So attachment is the root cause. Greed and anger are just the symptoms. Okay. Symptoms like we have fever, we have temperature, we feel fever. Is temperature the root cause? No, the root cause is maybe an infection going on in your body, right? So root cause could be symptom, and the symptom could manifest in form of raised temperature of the body. So greed and anger in themselves are symptoms. The root cause is attachment, and attachment happens when we repeatedly think about something giving us happiness. Repeatedly you keep thinking about it, and then attachment is formed, and then you fall into this cycle, and this cycle keeps repeating in our life. So let's go back to our quiz and see what has happened after this question. Okay, this is a fundamental question, so I don't expect. Oh my God, Gandiv Dhari is on fire. Nandi, Seema ji, ASG, they are, and Sandhya is back in reckoning in top 5. So great going, but Gandiv Dhari, you are amazing. And then A is the highest climber, up 4 places. But A needs to show up in top 5 as well, whoever A is, because B, C, D are following you. Okay, so you need to be very, very careful. All right, let's move on to the next question now. The 4th question. It is a double pointer. Be very careful. Dash Manvantars are equivalent to 1 day of Brahmaji. This is going to be a tricky one unless you do your maths calculation and look at those slides very carefully. This is a little tricky for sure. What is going on here? This is an interesting slide. I love it. All right. Right answer is 14. Okay. Now let's go back to this concept. It's a pretty interesting calculation, right? I'll explain you how it works. Basically, you would have seen these 4 Chaturyugas. So all Chaturyugas combined together, they make up 4.3 million years. Now, if you multiply it into 71, right, then it becomes 1 Manvantar. Okay, and then if you multiply it with 14 Manvantars, okay, then it becomes 1 day of Brahma. So 71 into 14 is roughly 1000. That is what is 1,000 Mahayugas. That was one of the questions during that becomes 1 day of Brahma. Now we are in the 7th Manvantar. Well, it is called Vaivasvat Manvantar. And if this is already not mind-boggling, then 100 years of Brahma is 1 breath of Vishnu. Okay, it will take your breath away. So that is how our calculations, so detailed the calculations in our scriptures are. I don't know who got it right. If you got it right, you got a really sharp memory. But yes, it's 14 Manvantars that make it. Was a really trick question. Difficult one, I would say. But we are in 7th Manvantar, and it is called Vaivasvat Manvantar. So let's look at our leaderboard. After this question, what has happened to our leaderboard? What happened? Something is not right. No, I don't want to leave the meeting. I just want to come in here. So, oops. Okay, are you able to see the leaderboard?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, now screen. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, you can see the screen.
Okay, great.
It has the correct answer.
Now the leaderboard should
Now you
come.
can see. Yes. Now you can see.
Okay, ASG has climbed all the way up. RKG has made a RKG, whoever it is, I think Raj Kapoor or whoever, or Radha Krishna maybe. Age has made it up. Sam and Samji and Priya. So now some shakeup has happened after this question, interestingly. Good. Up 21 places is Tarun Gupta ji. Tarun Gupta ji, you have climbed 21 places. Okay, that is pretty amazing. So good going. Let's move on. Identify the name of Krishna in the pic below. Okay, it's a non-graded question, so please type your answer. It's a word cloud. What's the name of Krishna for this one? Let's see. It's not a graded question. No performance pressure on this one. You can guess. I'll be interested to see who gets it right. I mean, if someone does, it's not a graded question, but it's a little different name that usually you don't come across for questions. Anjuji, you want to say something?
Nitinji,
Your word.
just a second, Nitinji, I'm typing answer.
Okay.
Nitinji, I was asking like you told 1 breath of No, not one breath. 14 Manvantars is equal to 1 day of Brahma, right? Like now we are currently in the 7th one. It means what happens after finishes 14?
Again, the cycle restart. Then the Mahapralay 14. See, 1 day of Brahma, then again the Pralay happens. Okay, and then Brahmaji goes to sleep, Pralay happens. And then Brahmaji wakes up and he starts creating the toys again, all over again.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Radha.
Oh, this is, let's look at it. Govardhan, just, I'm surprised. Very nice. Janardhan. Jan, people, R, and done. So Janardhan is the actual one, but yeah, I'm surprised a lot of you got it right. I see Janardhan is a big one, and Govardhan, these two are the hit ones. So very nice. Amazing. Somebody can take a picture of it, which is pretty amazing. You guys did that. Now we move on to our last question. So this will be make or break question for you. Okay. Your entire fate for today depends on this question, but no pressure. Let's look at this question. Which amongst the following is the highest realization of God? Moksha, getting material opulences, becoming Swarg Samrat, ability to be God and serve God eternally. Okay, this seems to be this easy question. Nice, very nice. I think you're listening to the knowledge from Swamiji Maharaji very carefully, and what discussions that we have had in this session. Very true. We have that bhajan, right? Nit seva mangu shama sham teri na bhukti nahi mukti mangu mein. So if we can actually be with God and serve him, that's the highest realization, because we are Nitya Das of God. And that is the highest realization, not even moksha, and definitely not getting material opulences, which we think is, God's kripa flowing in, sukh sampatti kharave kashtamite tanka, definitely not that. And becoming Swarg Samrat, definitely not. Becoming Indra is not at all. So if we can actually serve God, let's quickly recap this concept. This concept that we spoke about, from plus desire, bhukti, you neutralize bhukti, you kill the desire. That is what Buddhism says. Finish off the desire and you attain nirvana. Moksha is the stepping stone to your spirituality. Not stepping stone, but it's a spiritual thing. But then you are still not attained divine bliss, which is something when you do bhakti, you do nishkam seva, that's when you get divine love, and that's where you start desiring God, desiring to serve God selflessly. And that's when that is the highest, closest realization of God. It's like not realizing sun through its rays or through its surface, but actually getting to the core of the sun. Okay, so your realization of God is most complete when you are able to serve him eternally. Now let's see who has actually done wonders. What's going on? Okay, I need to be showing you the screen. What's all over the place? What happened? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, you can see Google.
I know you've seen Google, but that's not what you should be seeing. That's why.
Yes.
All right. Are you able to see it now?
It's back now. Yes, you can see it. Perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what has happened in today's quiz now. A is the second runner-up. RK is this first runner-up, and the winner today is ASG. So all are cryptic names. So ASG, RK, and A. If you don't mind coming on screen, flashing your video and having a quick talk with us, we would appreciate that. But if for some reason you don't want to come, we'll understand. But do we know who is ASG? Okay, we'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So congratulations, ASGG.
Maybe we should come forward now and tell us who we are. ऐसे तो बड़ा बेकार हो जाएगा. कोई जीता, कोई हारा, but कौन जीता, कौन हारा, नहीं?
secret in that case if they don't want to.
ये क्या मजा आएगा ना secrecy maintain करने में.
Is Radha Krishna RK then? Monica ji, are you SG? Are you
Monica-
RK?
Radhe
Are you
Radhe.
Pandit Dhari Arjun?
Gandhidhari, yes, because Arjun was playing, so he nicknamed.
He did well.
Gandhidhari.
I would say he did well for most parts. So pretty amazing. RK, who's Sharvari? Are you one of those? Are you A or RK?
Sharvari, I have. Can you hear me? Can you? I can't unmute you. I can't. I can't unmute.
Not able to unmute you. There is some setting at your end, I guess. Even I'm not able to unmute you. Somebody can.
I doubt we can't.
So Sharviji, you may have to rejoin. We are not able to. I think something is not right. Manjuji, you wanted to say something? Are you one of the podium finishers today?
Manjuji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe. No, Nitinji, I'm not.
Today we have 3 ghost winners, okay, who do not want to come.
No. I can take Rahul Bhai is ASG, Sandhya is RK, and Sham is A.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that if they want to be anonymous, but they can still send the names to the co-host. Yeah, we will be anonymous,
You
but
can
at least we
send
will know.
in private to co-host. That's fine if you don't want to come publicly. That is a lot of nishkamta on your end, which is well appreciated. Sharvari ji, are you able to unmute yourself?
Yeah.
I think you're.
Sharvari ji just message. She is RK. Yeah.
Oh, you are
Wow.
RK. Well done.
So Sandhya ji has gone now.
Hello.
Rahul Bhai and I.
Got unmuted.
Yes.
Yeah, sir.
Yes, Sharvari ji, go ahead. Now we can hear you.
Yeah, I finally could unmute myself. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it was very nice.
How was your experience? Good, I would imagine.
Nice to be part of it.
All right, great. Well, congratulations. It really well played.
It was amazing. Yeah.
Wonderful. I see Manjuji, you wanted to say, and then Sandhya. Manjuji, you wanted to say something?
Manjuji.
No, Nitinji. No, nothing. Anyway, I'm not in the list also.
Okay, no worries.
You're already there, Manjuji. आप हैं इसमें, चिंता मत कीजिए.
No, it was a pretty good game. We'll try to make it more competitive and more tricky, just to challenge all of you. But I'm very, excited to see so many people played today, around 47 participants, which was pretty amazing.
49 थे, नहीं मेरे ख्याल से.
Yeah, so it was pretty amazing. Now we can actually break our 50 record in next one itself, right? We'll try to make it even more interesting and mix it up and all that stuff. But this is really heartening to see so many participants enthusiastically participating. Yes, Sandhya, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say this, that question about Manvantar, that was truly game changer and like so difficult, like not even giving option slider and that to double points, like wow.
So
Rahul Bhai,
blame it on the birthday boy, okay, who had a birthday couple of days back.
Belated birthday boy, right?
Right.
But it was so much fun, so thank you, and I think we should do it much more often. Yeah.
We'll do that. Tuesday is fixed for it. I would encourage everybody to join on time so that you get time to get settled and everything. And 2 devices would always help you. With
And
that,
it's great when more people participate. So I think more and more people should participate. It makes it even better.
more of you participate, it will make up for. And we'll try to bring in questions which covers all the concepts that we've been discussing, right? And we'll try to present it in an engaging way for you. Yes, Tarunji, you wanted to say something? And then we move on to our topic. I wanted to discuss something important today. Yes, go ahead, Tarunji.
Tarun
I
ji,
just
Radhe Radhe.
wanted to say, please increase the question to 10 or 20. 5 is too less.
That is why I'm saying, if you start having around 50, 60 participants who play, I'll start increasing. I used to have 15 question bank. Previously, 15 question full hour we used to play. So depending upon the interest and if more people start participating, we can increase that and we can completely make it a quiz session for the entire, where we are going through the key concept, having an interaction and all that stuff. We can certainly think of doing that. So I would like to see a couple of weeks. If participation increases, we'll definitely give it a thought. That would make it more interesting for sure. Yes, Shyamji?
Well, we have few comments that if we can also list all the scoreboards points of all the participants.
I will do that. I
And
think we don't have that
if
ability. What I will do is I'll
people
give you
do
a
not
report.
come and take their poll positions, we can remove them and take next best possible there. And also, if you can do Sundays, if some people are saying it will give on Sundays,
You
not
can
weekdays.
in the feedback tracker, please post the link for the feedback tracker and give your recommendations. We'll pick up the ones, which people are really looking at and see how best we can incorporate. Yeah, showing the list, complete list, I think that will make it even more interesting. Right now, we're just showing top 3, but the
Yes.
next sequence, right? We will flash that as well so that everybody knows, okay, I'm doing well. I'm in top 10, I'm in top 20 kind of a deal, right? To make it like that. But good, I think this was one of the best quizzes we had with most number of participation. So congratulations to everybody who played and thank you for your enthusiastic participation. Now let's move on to a topic which I wanted to talk about, discuss today. We are going to talk about, what I'm going to talk about. All right. I'll talk about West Point Military Academy. Okay. Now, and I will touch upon NDA as well, by the way, the one in Khadagwasla that we have. But let's start with this. On this academy, it is a US academy. So what happens is, in order for you to come here, it's a very extremely filtering kind of a screening process that people have to go through. So what happens is they need to excel academically, GPA, SAT, ACT scores and class rank. They really need to excel in that. Okay, that is one aspect, one dimension for you to even think about enrolling here, West Point Military Academy. Then what happens? Then you need to participate in extracurricular activities. It's not just about acads. You need to be leaders in other curricular activities and show OLQs like they say in Army, officer-like qualities. And you really need to excel in sports and should have done something extraordinary there. Is that all? No. Then you need to pass a full medical exam and physical fitness test, which is very strenuous, right? Because it is a military academy that you're going in. If you want to see how, those trainings are, go to, the Khadagwasla, their NDA training happens in India. It is pretty strenuous and it happens in equal measure, if not more here as well. Then what? Is it all? No. Then you need to get a congressional or a service nomination from a congressional guy or a senator, that they should recommend you that I feel this person is eligible or is worthy enough to have, go through the screening process at the West Point Military Academy. So you need all of these to fall in place for you to even get a look in, get a consideration in this academy. Now, what happens is, about, based through the screening, there is a test called the beast that they have to go through. So about 20,000 people are picked up for this, the beast program, the best of the best. Okay. And people really crave to get into this, right? Because it takes a lot to get into this program. And when they undergo the beast program, okay, it's a funnel. What happens? Only 1,500 are not retained by them, but 1,500 remain. Rest quit. They are not able to tolerate the grind of this program. Okay, that is how difficult they make it. Really tests your physical, mental stamina. So what happens to people? Why would someone after 4 years of intense preparation eventually drop out? They prepare for it intensely. It's like my dream. I just want to get in there. And then even after getting there, they just drop out. 20,000 and 1,500, it's you can look at. Why do they drop out? Anybody? What is it that they're missing here? Or what makes them drop out? Yes, heartbreaker.
mental level is very tough to बहुत ही जैसे इंडिया में आर्मी का होता है ना, जो टॉप लेवल का आर्मी होता है, जो जवान होते हैं, जो पीएम की सिक्योरिटी में देखेंगे, वो उस लेवल की. हाँ,
I think you made your point. Yeah, sure. So
वो मेंटल और फिजिकल फिटनेस बहुत ही ज्यादा उनका लेवल, जो लेवल होता है बहुत ही ज्यादा, जो हमें देखना है, जो हम इमेजिन करना भी पूरा मुश्किल है.
Got it. Yes, Preeti ji.
Yeah, Radhe Radhe. I do agree with the previous participants' guess, but I also think that probably having come here and having done so much, they realized that that was not their calling, and that's not where their pleasure lies. So
Yeah. Typically for people who come to this level, actually, it's not a spur of a moment, yeah, but they may have a realization it's not something they wanted to do, right? How they envisioned and what ended up having, that could be different at all, right? Psychologists also debated on this. Why do people, although they are aspiring for something and they're willing to put in so much of hard yards just to get a look in this academy, and once they go through this grind, they say, okay, I just can't do it, right? So there's a sociologist called Angela Duckworth, right? She's written a book as well. She said the quality of grit or determination to carry on separates cheese from chalk in these kind of programs, right? This program. So the quality of grit, which is determination to carry on, is what makes all the difference in these kind of programs. Yes, Sandhya, you wanted to add something? I think Samji also raised his hand. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, can we also say that their why wasn't too strong, the why factor?
Possibly, because grit is the determination to carry on. You are determined where you need a reason for that, right? Willpower helps you to a certain extent, but when the why power kicks in, of course, willpower, it not only supplements that, but it's a good point. Why power was not, probably at that level. Good point. Yes, Preetiji and Samji, you wanted to add something?
Even meantime, we also have a few comments in the chat box. People are saying live or die situation, grit, determination, perseverance.
All of these are right, and that's what we're going to talk about. Yes,
Okay.
Samji, you wanted to add something?
Radhe, please go
Yeah,
ahead.
I was to say the same thing. The patience and tolerance, they may not be having enough of that. Patience and tolerance, and they quit after certain 40 years and whatever time frame they happen to be.
Yeah, so this is a great skill, not skill actually, or great virtue to have, to stick it out, right? Let's look at this concept a little more now. So we'll take some grit. What is this actually? It's guts, resiliency, intensity, tenacity, right? This makes up grit. Let's expand it a little. Guts means courage. I'll do it. The determination, no matter what, you have to be greater than the difficulty to bulldoze those obstacles. And of course, you have to overcome fear, part of it as well, right? Resiliency, the other words for that is recover, the overcome adversity, the hardiness that you can show. Intensity is the focus, concentration that you bring to the table, to your act. Of course, determination. So some of it is overlap. You can always talk about that. And the drive, how driven are you for that? And tenacity is perseverance, like some of you said, perseverance, persistence, the commitment and being resolute around that part, right? That makes it basically the complete set of skills that are needed for us to stick it out. So Kabir ji has also said that Sona Sajjan Sadhujan Tute Jude Sobar Durjan Kumbh Kumar ke Eke Dhakka Darar. It is a great skill to have. Okay. Adversities, when you look at it, not only in the material world, people who have grit, they stick it out. And people who don't have grit, they try to find an easy way out of every situation. Right? We spoke about in one of our sessions, what is the biggest impediment to the highest goal? That is a easier pathway to a lower goal. When you have an easier pathway to a lower goal, you just find that simple thing and chicken away from the adversity. But these people who have this skill, because of course, some deliberate practice that they would have done, or simulations they would have done in their mind in some lifetime, God gives them that virtue, right? And then they build on it, and then it takes them at a different level altogether. So if you look at it like these, Kabir Das ji has so beautifully said, Sona, Sajjan and Sadhujan, like gold, Sajjan and Sadhujan, you break them, they are so resilient, they will come back again. In fact, they will come out better and stronger. But people who are Durjan, who are weak, they are like Kumbh Kumar ke, right? That clay pot, you just push it once and it will break. So if you're one of those who breaks, who are very vulnerable to every pressure and adversity around, there is a serious rethink that needs to happen. That is not how we are supposed to. God is extremely pleased when we exercise resilience, when we exercise courage, determination, being resolute, and it's like you have to be bigger, greater than the difficulty is the attitude people have, right? So it's a great skill to have, and then you start it basically helps you acquire those virtues which are called saintly virtue. One of the saintly virtue is extreme resilience that they have. It's like their why, their focus, their goal is so clear. No matter what the adversity, they are first of all able to see something positive in that, and secondly, nothing can break them because they have extreme agap faith that God is protecting them. They feel that power with them all the time, or they have that result. Now, I'm not saying of people who go to academy they would be believers, but the virtue itself is a saintly virtue. Just whether they are believers or not doesn't matter, but the virtue that they have acquired is a saintly virtue, right? And which is a very great virtue to have, not only in the material world, but especially important on the path of spirituality, because obstacles are a part and parcel of life. And we cannot expect a life full of roses, a bed of roses with no obstacles whatsoever. And that is where this grit is extremely important. Yes, Sandhya, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask something I came across today which relates with this topic. It might sound like devil's advocate, but it's more like I want clarity, so hence I'm asking.
Sure.
So in some situations, if we become insensitive to smaller pain or smaller problems, thinking that we are being resilient, then over a span of time, that can become such big problem that it can become irreversible or irreparable. So how does one see that in the context of the present?
In what context? Like you ignore it, or insensitive means you
Like
ignore
become
the problem? It's
more
not about
tolerant
tolerant.
to pain or any diseases or whatever. Like it can be applied in various contexts, I feel.
Okay. No, I think that's where prudence needs to be. God doesn't is expecting us to be dumb. So I think, pick our battles around it. Is it something that needs to be ignored, or we need to exercise cure as opposed to resilience around it, right? So that is, I think, a bit of prudence is needed in those cases. Like, for example, you may start neglecting a small infection, not taking proper treatment and stuff like that, because you think it's not a big deal. I can take the pain. But that may be foolhardy, right? Because it may lead to something more severe, and that is why God says you have to apply your buddhi. So it's more an art than a science, I would say. Resilience is more about when life throws curveballs at you, right? People lose what do you call that? Their families in earthquakes. Their entire life is shattered. They have to rebuild from scratch, right? Or they may lose the ability, or may become incapacitated. People lose legs in wars. Those kind of situations, God willingly, that doesn't happen. But if it happens, then what happens? Do we get into a bout of depression and think about taking our life is worthless, useless, and we need to take it away? Or then we are able to see some kind of a silver lining in this whole situation and then rebound back? I think in those situations. But yeah, like in your case, what you're talking about is probably a little contextual in what sense we are going to apply it. But that doesn't mean we become dumb and just say, okay, I can take on anything, so give me pain. It doesn't work that way.
So I guess in that sense, what we are discussing more relates with this sanity prayer, like in the sense like attitude. If you know something cannot be
Serenity
fixed,
prayer,
then what
serenity.
should be the attitude? Yeah.
Things which are beyond our control, we need to have an acceptance around it, right?
Right.
An
Yeah.
acceptance around it. And then once our goal is clear, then it should be a good driver for us to continue progressing, right? Like a devotee will say, when you go out in a market, let's say you are supposed to get sweets, right? You have gone out to buy sweets. Then you go to you don't, go to a shoe shop and say, give me sweets, or start fighting with that person. Why don't you have sweets? Or become upset. Why don't you have sweets, right? You stay focused because your determination, any obstacles come, you just stay focused on course, and because your goal is something bigger, right? In that context, basically. So those distractions don't take us, our focus away. And then any kind of like Narsi Mehta, when he saw his family burnt, his entire family was wiped off, right? Narsi Mehta. And he said, all right, Krishna, maybe that was your will. And now that janjal of world you have finished off for me, so that I can only focus on you. Just imagine the state of mind of that person. A normal person will say, they will just lose sanity, because these are all big things that happen right in life, and it could happen to anybody. Nobody has an immunity to it. It could happen because of our bad timing. It could happen because of our past karma. Any reason could be there, right? And anything can happen to anybody. In those situations, how do we pick ourselves up and recover is what is determined by how much grit we carry, or resilience we have acquired. Otherwise, one incident can break somebody forever. One scar, and then you say, I'm going to go into depression and I deserve my, tears, and I don't want to get out of it because something really bad has happened. Right? That attitude itself is incorrect. And God has actually given us a resilience to come out of great tragedies as well, like Bhuj earthquake and those kind of things. Even after those kind of tragedies, humans can come out, unless willfully you have decided, I will not come out of it, because our inherent nature of soul is to seek, become happy and neutral. But so resilience is a great thing, and that's why put in this picture, Shurveer, you see these warriors. There's a beautiful saying which says, "Teer talwar se jo lade, so shurveer na hoye. Maya taje bhakti kare, so shurveer hoye." Okay, so with Maya, if you are able to do bhakti along with it and build all these things, different resilience and armors and stuff around, that is the real Shurvirta. So this is very important skill to have grit and have that resilience. There was a girl who was playing video game in an aeroplane, and then the turbulence started. And people started panicking around her. And that fellow traveler asked her, are you not scared? You are not chilling out and enjoying and playing video game, nothing whatsoever, no panic, no concern on her forehead, and she's chirping away and just playing her video game. She said, no, I'm not worried. He said, why? He said, because my dad is the pilot. So she has so much of confidence, right, that his dad is an amazing pilot and he will help everybody sail through this. So that kind of confidence is needed on the journey of life, that God is with me, and whatever he has decided is for, he has given me the resilience to take that as well. And he has a grand plan for me, which will unfold. It may not be palatable to me right now, but in big picture, in grand scheme of things, it is the best, it's in my best interest only. And that will help us build that resilience, as opposed to getting into the trap of falling into depression and negative thinking, pessimism, blaming the circumstances, situations, world, everything around. So grit is a great thing to have. No matter where we are and what we are doing. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Any questions on what we have spoken about, or you wanted to share any examples to illustrate the point?
Vituji is saying, smooth seas do not make skillful sailors, says Swamiji. Grit is a result of you accepting challenges. Grit is a result of you accepting challenges.
What makes skillful sailors? That's very true.
And we have few hands raised. We'll take them.
Don't wait for the rain to pass. You get out in the rain and dance. So that's another one.
Okay. Preetiji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. I think the resilience of fighting when the circumstances are really bad, I think it just comes with a strong faith. Like, I can vouch for myself when I had cancer, when my faith became very, very strong. I was able to fight it off with pretty ease in the worst circumstance. So if you keep very strong faith in God, and even that is given by God to take you to elevated space, even the worst circumstances are given to bring you to the higher level by God. That's what it is,
Very true. Yeah. When we understand the big picture around this whole thing, and when we have faith that, God has a plan for us.
Right.
And ultimately we are his responsibility, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's father of our father, of our father, of our father, and ultimate father, right? So ultimately we are his responsibility, and he's a plan. That faith will give us a lot of confidence and resilience around it, right? And then
that's when I met Swamiji and my life changed like completely. So that was God's plan, to give me that worst circumstance was God's plan. That's how I look at it.
Right.
And I'm in a completely different place in my mind than where I was like 1,000 times better mentally than where I was. And I got introduced to all this. So it was phenomenal that I got what I got. Even with cancer, the gifts that I received are 1,000 times more than my worst kind of cancer. So I look at it as a really great gift. Some worst circumstances are the best gift. And so that at that time, keeping the mind strong and keeping the resilience and saying that even in this worst circumstance, there's some plan that I don't know that God knows, and that's the way to stay resilient in my opinion.
So you said something very important, that the worst circumstances that come, they teach us things, right? They have a lot of depth. And that's what one of the exercises I had told the participants to do. In fact, everybody can do this exercise. I find it very fascinating every time I do that. Is if you plot your timeline of your life, you plot out those moments or inflection points in your life where you felt, you had some very bad experience, that you remember that it was some kind of a failure, or you felt really bad, or you would term it as some kind of a tragic thing that happened in your life. Those incidents are the one who shaped the personality who you are today. It would have given you immense learning, immense depth. And on the contrary, other situations where you felt you would have forgotten those things. So failure, actually, it's called either you have success or you have learning. There's nothing like failure, success or learning. And some of the worst situations that you go through, they are the biggest teachers in that way. And that is how God makes us learn as well. It's the whole universe is like a sandpaper working on us to beautify us every moment, provided we have a right mindset. And PTG, of course, you might have had a lot of resilience to be able to see this in proper light, because you're a cancer survivor, right? And it takes a lot of grit actually to go through that and still be able to see the positivity in it now that you are. So thank you for sharing that. I think a lot of people will draw a lot of inspiration from that. Okay, I see quite a few hands raised now.
Thank you so much. In the meantime, we have a surprise. Shelja Ji is saying she was A in the quiz. So we now all know who A was.
Okay, congratulations, Shailaja. We'd love to hear from you and talk to you as well, if you don't mind coming on camera right now or otherwise. So thank you for letting us know.
Yeah. Tanmeji, Radhe Radhe.
Yes, Tanmeji.
Yeah, Radhe Radhe. So I just want to add a point. Like I heard from Swamiji. He spoke like when God sends us down, He creates a mixture of bliss, like the bliss plus distress in us. So it is all the tests since childhood which we always have to go. Like for my example, in my everything has been snatched up, but only thing that I am now able to cope with is because I am now have come to the terms with the fact that God has created such kind of a mixture. That's why I became from a completely atheist person to theist person. So everybody has got their own experiences. So I also agree with what Sandhya ji said. It is a vicious circle, but eventually it is totally up to our mindset, as per my understanding. And this spiritual thing always helps. No material goals will help ever.
Very true. Very good point, Tanmeji, you made. Situations will come. It's the mindset that you employ to that situation will determine if you are coming out better and stronger or becoming worse. Right? If you don't have a proper understanding, then you will be like, you would have wasted a lot of time and might fall into the trap of sadness, depression, and all that stuff. But if you employ the right knowledge, you can come out better and stronger with much more faith in God out of that situation. Right? They say, right, विपदा से बच सके ना कोई, मूर्ख ज्ञानी भुगते ज्ञान ते, मूर्ख भुगते रोए. So people who have acquired wisdom or some kind of an alignment with the spiritual principles, they deal with it with wisdom. And one who hasn't, they will deal with it with just by crying it out and venting it out and talking it out and stuff like that. So life will keep throwing stuff at us. That is how it is designed. It is a custom made course for us, each one of us, by God. and he reserves his best test for his best students as well, right? But then the good thing is he picks up that drop of our prarabdha, which he knows that we are capable of handling that. He will never give you a test which is beyond your ability. We just have to dig deep into our reserves to know that we have the resilience, okay? That if God is giving the test, we have the resilience as well, and have that faith and sail through that. Okay, yes, Falguniji, you wanted to add something? And then we'll come to you.
Radhe Radhe. Can you hear me, Nitinji? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to add to something what Preeti ji said in that context, that actually when we are really ready, God sends the Guru for us to show the path. Because even I kind of sort of feel that yes, only when we are ready, the Guru comes to us. Otherwise, we are, like just groping in the dark and don't know what to do. So that is just what I wanted to add. Thank you.
True, very true. When we have a spiritual spark, right, and when we start seeking for the right reasons, even otherwise, they say when the disciple is ready, the master will appear. So God is waiting. You make it a priority, and I'll send the right person your way. Okay. Do you just make it a priority? That's all. Thank you for sharing that, Falguniji. Very nice. Vikash, we can take your question or anything somebody has put on chat, and then we move on to our next segment. I think we wanted to share something about Seva as well today, right? So we will share our leaderboard and all the stuff. So please stay back on our Seva teams. We are going to talk about some of the stuff here. Vikash, real quick. Go ahead.
So somebody want to stop. Oh, Monica Singh is sharing to something showing in the video.
Nobody's sharing anything. You go ahead and finish.
No, he's showing something. He stop.
Oh, stop, huh? Okay. You look at me and talk to me. Okay?
Oh, sorry for. मैं भी ना. हाँ. So grit को हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं?
Grit को धृति बोलते हैं, शायद धृति. I'll tell
धृति.
you a story of Dhriti. Okay, there was a bird whose eggs were taken away by the sea. Okay.
Okay.
Took all of its eggs, and the bird said, "All right, sea, I would game on." Bird started taking a drop of the sea and putting it back, and then another drop and putting it back. Okay, so other birds asked this bird, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm going to empty the ocean because it has taken my eggs away." So a bird said, "Okay, is that so? We will also join you." Okay, that is called dhriti. They are willing to empty the ocean if it takes that much of effort, because the goal is very clear. And because they put in the effort, now what happens? What happens is...
I will call you back.
Okay, you'll call us back. That's fine. So what happens because of that is when there's so many birds have started doing this activity, then Garud Dev comes. Garud, he says, what's going on? Because he's bird, right? Himself, he's saying these birds are busy. I need to check out on them. He said, what's going on? He explains, this is what's happening. The ocean has taken our eggs away, and until we empty it and get it back, we are not going to stop. So Garud said, okay, is that the case? And then he calls Mr. Which is that Samudra Varun Dev, I believe, right? He calls them and dials him. He said, Varun, you need to do some, my birds are... So now God's intervention happens, because when you put in your effort resolute, now the divine thing has happened. Garud intervenes, he tells Varun, and then Varun Dev has to return all the eggs. How did it happen? The dhriti. Can a bird empty an ocean? Bird said, I will do it, because the goal was clear. That is dhriti, that is grit, or resolute intellect, basically. So many words you can relate to that. I may not have given you the exact word, but kind of gave you the concept around it. All right. Now with that, are we good to... Yes, Vikash, you wanted to say real quick something? And you're not going to look at Monica ji, you're going to look at me now, okay? Yes, go ahead.
Sir, हाँ, तो ग्रिड की बात की है ना, तो उसमें सर हमें नेवर गिव अप कब तक करना है? हमें कब पता चल जाए कि अब हाँ ठीक है, इसमें अपना 100% दे दिए हैं, अब अपना कुछ नहीं हो सकता?
Intuitively you will come to know, because the second concept is we need to have a prasad buddhi as well. So when do we exercise grit, where we say that, okay, you know what, I have not given it, I need to do more. And when do we call it quits and say, okay, I need to move on, have an acceptance. So as we progress spiritually, our intuition will start developing stronger and stronger. If, Newton or no, Edison had not shown grit, we wouldn't be seeing electricity today, because he failed, I think, thousands of times. while trying to.
सर तो वो तो पागलपन है ना सर, कितना हजार समय किया
You
उतना तो
have
हम
to work on, no, you have to work on your intuition by progressing spiritually, and then you will be able to draw a line that this is enough, it is beyond, I have to have an acceptance, or I need to continue doing that. So that is something you have to tap into your intuition as you keep on progressing spiritually.
सर
So we
लास्ट
have to,
क्वेश्चन की
we have to take the contradictory concepts together. That is the in spirituality. It's not in black and white, right? On one hand, we say, you have to be satisfied with the results. Lord Krishna is saying, and no sense of doing. On the other side, have to show perseverance, tenacity. So how do we balance it out is all the art. I am the policy teller, not how to do. You figure it out for yourself. Okay, that's your own challenge. There are no right or wrong.
और सर लास्ट में वो जो दिखाए थे आपकी यहाँ पे जी सैट दे सकते हैं, सैट है, ये इतना टफ होता है उसमें सर हम डज वी हम जैसे भारतीय नागरिक उसमें एडमिशन ले सकते हैं क्या?
आपको अमेरिका का नागरिक होना पड़ेगा. आप एनडीए में, यू कैन गो टू एनडीए. ओके, if you want to serve army, you go to NDA. SSB, clear SSB, you have a lot of people with military background who can give you sound advice around it. Okay, so all right, Vikas, so we can continue this.
In the meantime, Vikas ji, yeah, I have few chats written by Arnav ji saying he was playing with ASG nickname. So Arnav ji was ASG, and he has also sent a message. Kahin कहीं ते भी आना नहीं, गोविंद राधे, उर में है बाहर, झलक दिखा दे. मतलब, ओ राधे गोविंद, you do not have to come from anywhere, for you both reside in my heart. Therefore, I beg you to please come out and fulfill me with a glimpse of your divine form. Radhe Radhe.
Very nice, Arnavji. I'd love to talk to you and see you in person as well. So thank you for that. All right. Yes.
Yeah. Ajit ji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Actually, there is an analogy in our material world that whenever a sculptor selects a stone to make a statue, he has certain criteria and taste. Similarly, our Swamiji and Guruji is moving around the world to find out the right type of stone. And Nitinji and Shyamji, I feel that you are one of them. Radhe Radhe.
Surely, I think you clubbed my name with him, which may not be correct, but yeah, Shyamji, I agree.
ये क्या कर रहे हैं आप? श्याम जी के मेरे लिए कह रहे हैं क्या आप?
Yeah, Shyamji, of course.
Yes.
अरे
एक्चुअली क्या है, किसी भी मूर्ति के अंदर में एक थोड़ा सा भी क्रैक जो है ना वो अलाउ नहीं होता है. आपने देखा होगा. इट इज इंटीग्रिटी ऑफ द स्टोन दैट इज टू बी चेक्ड
जी.
सो उसको ना टन की आवाज आती है, वो इंटीग्रिटी शो करती है. सो दिस इज द एनालॉजी. आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू ऐड व्हाटएवर डिस्कशन वी आर गोइंग थ्रू.
Thank you so much. Radhe Radhe.
Yes, Sandhya, so are we going to do the seva announcements today?
Yes, we can do. And can I just add like one small thing? We can, I think, say Drid Vishwas is also grit, like in Hindi. And this reminded me of something that all of us might have learned during our childhood. Hum honge kamyab hai pura vishwas, right? This was like a beautiful thing that we learned long back, and it works perfectly for spirituality. Like ultimately we will get success.
Yes, very nice. Yeah, that's true. There are multiple ways we can relate to grit actually. But yeah, very nice. Thank you for sharing that.
I can share the screen right now.
Please, and then we move to our devotional segment.
Okay.
In the meantime, there was a comment initially from Sairam ji for the quiz doubt. He said, Radhe Radhe, please include English option also, because I didn't understand Urpur meaning, but I knew inside heart. But Urpur is Urpur only. How do you? Please comment, Nitin.
Ur means heart. I think we had spoken about in our session. So sure, I can put the English translation for that as well. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback, Sairamji. Okay, so yes, go ahead, Sandhya.
नितिन भाई एक सेकंड, ये स्कोर बोर्ड ना सही नहीं है, बिकॉज मैंने एंट्री नहीं करी है पिछले दो महीनों से. सो आप बारी बारी ना, मैं नीचे आते जा रहा हूँ बारी बारी. सो मेरी टीम मुझे मार देगी. प्लीज आप पहले हमें इन्फॉर्म कर कीजिए कि हम आज स्कोर दिखाएंगे।
तो
जैसे
हम
जैसे
even
मोनिका कह रही थी,
Going forward,
मैं सेवा
every
पूरी
week,
करता हूँ दिलो जान से, बट स्कोर बोर्ड में मैं एंट्री नहीं कर पाता हूँ दिलो जान से।
every week you have to do it religiously if you don't want to pull your team down, because every week we are going to flash it, and you get time throughout the week, over the weekend, to do that. I think we can pick up a day, maybe Thursday, we said.
we did actually, Nitinji, we had picked up Sunday. This Sunday we couldn't do because I think we ran
Okay,
short of
Sunday
time.
is the day. Sunday
So
is
it
the
is
day.
anyway 3 days
You can-
after that. So we should have been ready by Sunday, and we will do it every week, every Sunday.
We will do that just to show
सही
how
नहीं, बट मेरा नाम ना खराब होते जा रहा है।
you have to
जैसा आपको
take control of your team, Shyamji, and Sunday, but going forward, I think that discipline will come, so that's fine. And Thursday, we are going to do a photograph as well, right? A group photograph with
This
all.
Wednesday we decided, Nitinji, but usually last Thursday of every month.
Last Thursday of the month, we will do a group photograph. We'll send you reminders as well. So day after tomorrow, we will be doing it, right? Yeah. Okay, great. So yeah, go ahead. What are we showing in the team right now? The
Just
top.
wanted to highlight and appreciate the people. I mean, all of them actually. They are constantly doing the like, share, comment, and Manthan Seva. Like, I don't know what filling only is done by Lakshmi ji, but I know many more people have started doing that video churning Seva. Which is very good. We have some people who are pretty active on community portal as well, and everybody should be aware we have a community portal. It's a closed social group where you can learn from each other, have discussions about the classes, and get access to the previous classes resources. Sam ji topping the comments. Anita ji has always been topping the sharing. And likes is Prabhat Bhaiya. And overall, Anita ji is the winner.
Wonderful, Anita ji. You need to maybe share the secret of consistently topping and what you do. Maybe on one of the sessions, we'll give you 2 or 3 minutes. If you can share that, that will be great. And Shri Ramya, thank you for preparing this tableau, the updates. You know, I know a lot of NASA stuff has happened to get it to a position that it is in right now. So thank you for doing that. Really appreciate your hard work on it, and for all of you for putting in efforts. See, the least we can do for Swamiji is to help spread the message, share it, comment, like, and other savers that we are doing, because we use the content that is churned out to create carousels, post, Insta things, which get distributed to so many people. So that is our, humble attempt in giving it back, or helping it out in our Guru's mission in whatever little way we can, right? It is said that you can never become Urin or get out of the debt of your Guru, but these are the small things by engaging in seva where we can make a small attempt, and God is very pleased when we do that. So whatever time you take out, thank you so much for that. And I'm sure God and Guru would be extremely pleased with that. So let's continue doing that and do more of it if we can.
And just one more thing, there is an opportunity to now gain bonus points by presenting the Manthan Seva outputs that you've had. So I think, like, instead of making it mandatory, we thought that we will ask people from different teams to come up and share their experiences, and they can coordinate.
That'll be, thank you for calling that out, Sandhya. So we leave it up to if you want to come and present, we would be more than happy to give your team time slot, and you come and talk about your reflections, insights, experience, and learnings, and how it has been benefiting you, and what you have felt ever since you have taken up this seva. If you take lead, you get bonus points, of course. So we make it discretionary.
Lots of bonus points.
Lots of bonus points. Yes.
I think that's it, Nitinji, regarding this seva.
Thank you so much, Sandhya, for putting that, and for all of you for putting in hard work, and Shri Ramya for putting it together. Great. Are we into a devotional segment then?
Ji, I guess we are all there.
All right, Payal ji, go ahead, all yours then.
Payal ji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Okay. Again, Meera bhajan today.
Sure. Did you say Meera or Mera?
Meera. All right.
पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो। वस्तु अमूलक दी मेरे सदगुरु, वस्तु अमूलक दी मेरे सदगुरु, कृपा कर अपनायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो। जन्म जन्म की पूंजी पाई, जन्म जन्म की पूंजी पाई, जग में सभी खोवायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो। खर्च न खूटे चोर न लूटे, खर्च न खूटे चोर न लूटे, दिन दिन बढ़त सवायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो। सत्य की नाव खिवटिया सदगुरु, सत्य की नाव खिवटिया सदगुरु, भव सागर तर आयो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो। मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर नागर, मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर नागर, हरख हरख जस गायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो। Thank you so much. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you, Payalji. Awesome, like always, beautiful. You always set the tone for this segment, so love it. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. The privilege is all ours. Thank you. Yes, Tarunji, you want to
Payal
go?
ji, thank you so much. Tarun ji, Radhe Radhe. Tarun ji.
Yeah, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Tarunji.
So for a
Right.
change, I'll sing for Hanumanji today. I think it is still Tuesday in US.
Sure.
वीर हनुमाना अति बलवाना, वीर हनुमाना अति बलवाना, राम नाम रसियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे। जो कोई आवे अरज लगावे, जो कोई आवे अरज लगावे, सबकी सुनियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे। बजरंग बाला फेरु थारी माला, बजरंग बाला फेरु थारी माला, संकट हरियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे। वीर हनुमाना अति बलवाना, राम नाम रसियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे। ना कोई संगी हाथ की तंगी, ना कोई संगी हाथ की तंगी, जल्दी हरियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे। वीर हनुमाना अति बलवाना, राम नाम रसियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे। अर्जी हमारी मर्जी तुम्हारी, अर्जी हमारी मर्जी तुम्हारी, कृपा करियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे। राम जी का प्यारा सिया का दुलारा, हाँ राम जी का प्यारा सिया का दुलारा संकट हरियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे वीर हनुमाना अति बलवाना वीर हनुमाना अति बलवाना राम नाम रसियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे राधे राधे जय बजरंगबली
Radhe Radhe Taranji. If there was one cute singing award, you will win it hands down every time. Very nice, very nicely. The joy that you exude while singing is very, very palpable. It's very nice to hear from you always. And you bring some sweet, sweet bhajans. Thank you so much for that.
Simran ji, अर्जी हमारी मर्जी तुम्हारी. Perfect. This is what we get to call. So true.
Yes, Vikash, you want to sing today
Thank you so
something?
much.
Are you going today? Apna time aayega or what are you going to sing
No,
today?
sir, I forgotten the Bollywood. Now I am in this Radhe Radhe zone.
और अपना एक आप नाम चेंज कीजिए विकास जी. हार्ट ब्रेकर अच्छा नहीं लगता हमारे के साथ ना इस
नहीं
ग्रुप
सर,
में.
नहीं सर, हम इसके पीछे इसके पीछे रीजन है. इसके पीछे रीजन है क्योंकि जब मैं विकास या हिमांशु को अपना नाम रखता हूँ ना, तो वो बहुत सारे लोग उस देश या कंट्री के हो जाते हैं, तो मुझे थोड़ा यूनिक लिखना पड़ता है. तो हार्ट ब्रेकर ठीक रहता है. जैसे कृष्ण जी भी थे ना हार्ट ब्रेकर, वैसे.
जी नहीं, वो हार्ट जॉइनर थे.
हार्ट
जॉइनर थे. हार्ट जोड़.
हाँ, तो सर ये कलयुग है ना, तो कलयुग
तोड़ने का काम कभी नहीं किया.
तो सर ये कलयुग है, तो इसमें दिल टूट ही जाता है.
Okay, so what are you going to?
सतयुग रहे. भगवान रहेंगे, उनका नाम अच्छा ही रहेगा हमेशा. सो आप प्लीज अपना नाम चेंज कीजिए.
सॉरी सर.
धन्यवाद.
अरे
सॉरी
विकास, you will sing something.
So the poem is by the Sarojini Naidu on the Krishna ji. My foolish love went. Listen. My foolish love went seeking at the dawn, crying, "Oh wind, where is the Kanhaiya gone? Gone." I questioned at the sunrise, the forest glade. Rest my sweet lover in the friendly shade. At the dusk I pleaded with the dove grey tides. Oh, tell me, where is my flute player abides? Dumb were the water, dumb the woods, the wind. They knew not where my playfellow to find. I bowed my weeping face upon my palm, moaning, "Oh, where art thou, my Ghanshyam?" Then, like a boat that rocks from keel to rafter, my heart was shaken by the hidden laughter. Then didst thou mock me with my tender malice, like nectar bubbling from my own heart chalice. So thou saidst, "O faithless one, self slain with the doubt, why seekest thou my loveliness without? And ask wind or wave or flowing dell, the secret that within thyself doth dwell. I am one of the three, thee, as thou of me apart, look for me in the mirror of the heart." Thank you.
Thank you, Vikas. You always do some research on poems related to Krishna. or
Sorry for my tutti frutti English.
That's fine. I think the emotions are more than compensate for that. So thank you for that. All right. Do we have anybody else or?
जी सब हो गए. विकास जी, भाव इज जरूरी. आप भाव से गाते हैं ना, हमारे लिए वही अच्छी बात है. अंग्रेजी है, हिंदी है, उर्दू है, उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है.
Manisha is going to sing today. That is good to see. So we have sister duo. Go ahead. Manisha ji. And Monica ji is going to sing as well. Awesome. Please go ahead. Yes, Manisha ji, go ahead.
Yeah. It's not prepared, so.
No, go ahead. The spontaneous ones are usually a better one. So please go ahead. I think your audio is going on and off. So when you take it to the next pitch, I think your audio is not cooperating.
Is it fine now?
Yeah, but when you'll sing in the loud, we'll get to know. So please go ahead. Good.
मन बसिया
ओ कान्हा रंग रसिया, ओ कान्हा पवन प्रभाती जग को जगाती, भंवरे भी करते हैं गुंजन, पंख पसारे उड़े पखीरू, सिंदूरी सिंदूरी आंगन, मंगल मंगल बेला मंगल, सौरभ सौरभ सारा भुवन, इन चरणों में फूल चढ़ाने आई तेरी राधा मोहन, मन बसिया, ओ कान्हा रंग रसिया, ओ कान्हा मैं बावरिया सतबुद भूली, मुझको लागी तेरी लगन, तेरे द्वारे सांझ सकारे, तेरा नाम जपे मेरा मन, जो है मेरा सब है तेरा, तुझ पे है ये जीवन अर्पण, इन चरणों में फूल चढ़ा आई तेरी राधा मोहन, मन बसिया, ओ कान्हा रंग रसिया, ओ कान्हा। राधे राधे।
Thank you, Manisha ji. I think you can come more frequently without preparation. I think that will be nice. I think you both sisters are gifted with nice bhavs and voice. And both, Kana has some special blessings on you. So very nice. Very nice. Thank you for beautiful bhavpurn bhajan. Loved it. And it was a pleasure to hear you. Thank you so much for that. Okay. Who's next? Sandhya, you going to sing? I think Monica ji, you change your mind?
मोनिका, आपने हाथ उठाया था, हाथ गिरा क्यों दिया?
मैंने हाथ उठाया था विकास जी को ये बोलने के लिए कि never be sorry for not knowing English. That's not any of our first language anyways. Mother tongue is more important. So never be sorry for that. Okay, that's one. And दूसरा, yes. और दूसरा, I have एक छंद है मेरे पास में, कविता का दिया हुआ ही है, तो मैं सोची थी कि मैं वो भी पढ़ सकती हूँ, but then I'll have to go off screen because it's in my phone, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Kavita, your approval is there? Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, I'm not sure if you can still see me, but then I'll start.
We can see you frozen,
oh,
but
okay.
we can see you.
Frozen. Acha, theek hai. Okay, so this is by Maya Govind. She recited this in one of the Kavi Sammelan. तो उसमें I think मैं आपको ये फैमिली कैमियो सुना चुकी हूँ नितिन जी, but वापस एक बार सुनिए. So this is about so मुंदरी meaning ring. ये I think ब्रज भाषा में है, तो I'm sure आप लोग समझ जाओगे. So this is how it goes. मुंदरी उलझ गई राधिका की लट बीच, यानी कान्हा की रिंग खो जाती है राधा रानी के लट में. सो मुंदरी उलझ गई राधिका की लट बीच, ढूंढत फिरत शाम अपनी मुंदरिया, तो ललिता ने पाई लई मुंदरी सहेज लाई, और शाम जू को जाए दे हीरे की मुंदरिया. मीन्स ललिता जी को वो अंगूठी मिल गई, और अंगूठी लेकर वो श्याम जी के पास जाके उनको उनके हीरे की अंगूठी देती है और बोलती है, और शाम जू को जाए दे हीरे की मुंदरिया, तो बोली इठलाए कुछ भेंट तो निकारो शाम. यानी अब अभी वो इतरा के उनको बोलती कि अभी कम से कम मुझे कुछ दो तो सही, गिव मी समथिंग बिकॉज आई फाउंड योर रिंग. सो तो बोली इठलाए कुछ भेंट तो निकारो शाम, तो बोले शाम चूम ले मोरी उंगुरिया. उंगरिया मीन्स उंगली, फिंगर्स. यू कैन किस माय फिंगर्स. तो चुमत हसत जात ललिता कहत जात कि राम करे खो जाए तोरी ये बसुरिया. I hope everybody understood.
Yeah, at least
Yes. Okay.
I understood.
So in the
Very
end, she says, when Krishna tells her to, kiss his fingers, so Lalita says in the end that I wish you lose your basuri next time.
That's an interesting one. Very nice. Yeah, I think Kavita had recited it, this chant,
Yes.
sometime. But yeah, very beautiful one. Keep finding and keep bringing such beautiful chants to the session. It's always a pleasure, right? You can always think about those leelas. Yes, Sandhya, you wanted to sing next? Yes, Vikash will come back to you. So let's.
Radhe Radhe.
Yeah, this is just, I guess, 2-3 lines, but I'm in love with this and I will just sing. Try to sing. Radha, 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 Radha. I am stopping now, but I can continue this forever, I feel.
No, very nice. That was a good one. Short and sweet. Thank you, Sandhya. With Radha Naam Jap. Yes, Vikas, you are allowed only one.
So yeah, one only. Sir, can we organize a Radha competition, a Radha poem competition? So it will be सबको अपना अपना कविता हिंदी लिख के आए और फिर वो सुनाए हिंदी में. तो लैंग्वेज वाला कंसीडरेगा ओनली हिंदी. Then फिर next time English होगा. फिर next time ऐसे थोड़ा.
Sure, we can think of doing maybe some kind of an Antakshari one of these days.
Yeah.
Antakshari is always in demand, right? So we can do that. Great. So with that, we come to the end of today's session. Thank you, everybody. Tomorrow we will continue with another topic. We will talk about, we are going to talk about, don't forget the picture day on Thursday. We have Swamiji's Angels meeting as well. So you can continue there or, join back after that is over. But we will do the picture towards the end, when everybody's around. And tomorrow we are going to talk about the caste system. This one of the things which is not properly understood about Hinduism, Sanatan Dharma, is the caste system that in a lot of Western circles, it is not looked upon it in good light. So we'll put it in perspective tomorrow. We'll talk about that shloka. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Radhe Radhe, good evening, good day from my side. Thank you, everyone.